What's up, beautiful people? Welcome back to part 32 of our Pokemon Team Rocket Edition walkthrough. In the previous video, we explored Violet City. We also went up to the top of Sprout Tower where we battled the Elder. After defeating him, we took on the gym leader, Falconer Sr., who had a crazy deep bond evolution Rapidash, which looked absolutely insane. After defeating him, we earned a gym badge, and now in today's episode, we are going to try and make our way to the next town. I am not 100% sure of the correct route, but we're first going to start off exploring south of Violet City. It looks like there's a route that leads all the way down here to a cave. This cave is called Union Cave, and there are a couple items here to pick up and tons of trainers to battle. But before we head into Union Cave, I just want to make sure there isn't another route that we're supposed to explore first. So we're going to head back up and try and explore some of the western section. I believe there is a path that heads west. We're going to go through this door and chat to everyone inside. And I believe this takes us to the ruins of Alph. And that seems to be linked to all the unknown Pokemon. The Pokemon that make up the different letters of the alphabet. And it looks like there's a couple ruins here. There's a few. I'm not sure where they will take us or what's inside them, but we're definitely going to get to exploring. And here there's a little science lab with a few scientists inside. The scientist in the blue coat asks us to help him with a little side mission. He wants us to visit the laboratory in Ecruteak City. Apparently it's like their partner lab and they've got some information there for him. So we'll see if we can make our way to Ecruteak. But now let's see what's inside these ruins of Alph. It looks like there are some Rocket members inside, but there's not much else happening. It's just a tiny little room. So we'll see if some of the others are the same or if any of them lead anywhere. The second one looks a little bit bigger. And again, there are some Rocket grunts inside, but I'm not sure if they actually lead anywhere. Oh wow, and we just encountered a level 100 unknown. That's quite crazy. I think we should try and catch it. But unfortunately, we knocked it out. I didn't know that we would knock it out in one hit. It being level 100, I thought it would be pretty strong. So I've got no idea if that was quite a rare encounter or not. But pretty bummed that we didn't catch it. We'll have to see if we find any other unknown in some of these ruins. But let's continue on. We're going to head south, and here there is another ruin or two. The first one is completely empty down here, and let's see if we can reach any of the others. Okay, no, so we can't reach those from here. I don't know if there's another way we can reach those, maybe surfing down on the side here. No, it's also blocked. So there's nothing for us to do there then. We're going to have to head back down that southern route and go through that cave that we found first. Hopefully that will take us somewhere. And here north takes us to Route 36, so I don't want to explore that yet. We're pretty much all over the show at the moment. Let's make our way down south and see where that cave takes us. In the previous video, our Aerodactyl was definitely the star of the show. It absolutely knocked out everything that we battled. I was super surprised at how strong Aerodactyl was. I want to try and find out if there's a way that we can get it to Mega Evolve. That will be really cool. And now, as we enter the cave, we get a call from Boss Giovanni, and he tells us about the Deep Bond evolutions, and we also tell him that we found a Deep Bond Rapidash while battling Falconer Sr., so he wants to do some research and try and figure out how to get more Deep Bond evolutions going for Team Rocket. Entering the cave, it looks like there's a couple scientists and trainers here to battle. There are also some items to pick up. There was a section as we entered where we could surf across to a ladder, But let's first explore this route and we'll see where it takes us, and afterwards we can head back there. And wow, we have just found Professor Elm here. He's looking for Lapras. Apparently Lapras can be found here on certain days. And I think Professor Elm actually wants to take us on for a battle, which is quite insane. So let's see what Professor Elm has got. I think he is super strong, to be fair. The first Pokemon Professor Elm sends out is a level 77 Electrode, and we've put Rhydon up front to one-shot Electrode. And now Professor Elm is going to send out a Magnezone, the electric and steel type Pokemon. So we've brought in Moltres for Magnezone. As you know, fire type attacks are super strong against steel. But unfortunately, we don't have enough to knock out Magnezone. It had some item preventing it from getting one-shotted. And now Professor Elm has used a full restore on it, so that's not good news. But we've brought out Rhydon again and hit it with our ground attack. I think if we manage to get in one more attack, we'll be able to knock it out. Unfortunately, Rhydon also gets knocked out. So we're going to send out Aerodactyl, whose speed is super high. Luckily, it attacks first most of the time. We knock out Magnezone, and now Feraligatr, level 79, has been sent out. And Feraligatr is an absolute weapon. It is probably one of my favorite water Pokemon after Blastoise. Feraligatr knocks out Aerodactyl, and we send out Tyrantrum. But we're going to just use Tyrantrum to revive our Aerodactyl. We bring Aerodactyl back into battle because of its speed. We quickly knock out Feraligatr, and now Professor Elm has sent out the monster Tyranitar, and it's level 81, and it's Mega Evolved. Professor Elm has an insane team. We do get an attack in, but Aerodactyl gets knocked out. And Professor Elm is super tough. Before defeating him, I did battle him 3 or 4 times before this battle, so we did lose a couple times. I did have to swap our team around a bit and do a bit of training. So don't underestimate Professor Elm. It's definitely the toughest battle we have encountered in Johto yet. Mega Tyranitar has cleared out most of my team. But we sent out Nidoking, who has finally knocked it out, but we're hanging in there with a tiny bit of HP, and Professor Elm still has 2 Pokemon left, so we're going to have to revive Aerodactyl again. Luckily, we have these max revives, because Typhlosion knocks out our Nidoking. So now it's down to Aerodactyl again. Our Aerodactyl is level 86, so it's probably the strongest Pokemon in our team so far, followed by Salamence. But if we can hit Typhlosion with another rock attack, and we do, we knock it out, and the final Pokemon Professor Elm has is a level 79 Meganium, which we one-shot. So Aerodactyl again saved the day. Aerodactyl is definitely the strongest Pokemon in our team. Wow, Professor Elm was super tough. But now that we have defeated him, we can continue exploring in the cave. We have picked up a full restore. Our team is really weak at the moment. And as we exit, we reach the exit of the cave with a Chansey who can heal up our team. That is exactly what we needed. So we quickly heal up the team, and we're going to explore the rest of the cave and see if it leads anywhere cool. We find an Ultra Ball hidden here, and we try surf along to see where this takes us. There is a hiker that we can battle, and here is a stone that you can push, and it's leading to another exit. But when you go out of here, it takes you back to the ruins. These are the sections that we couldn't reach before, and those ruins don't actually take us anywhere either, so we aren't going to jump over those ledges because it's a mission to go all the way back. But the other exit, we find a moonstone and another ruin here. There is again a rocket grunt inside, but the ruin takes us nowhere. So we're going to head back into the main cave and try make our way all the way to the beginning, where they had that little piece where you can surf to a ladder. That's the final part in the cave that we haven't explored. So I don't know if it's actually worthwhile or where that leads, but let's just clear out this cave completely. So we found a little ladder and it takes us to another ladder, and it looks like there's a few trainers to battle here. So we definitely need more experience because Aerodactyl is the only strong Pokemon in our team at the moment. So we got to try get in as much battle experience as possible. We find a trainer and take him on, and we get another cool TM. At the bottom we find a pool of water with a Blastoise Knight. So that's the item you need to Mega Evolve. We've found the Mega Evolution item for Blastoise. Unfortunately, we don't have Blastoise in our team at the moment, so we're gonna have to try and figure out how to get Squirtle again. And let's continue exploring. It looks like that's all there is in the cave. We've explored absolutely everything, but it was definitely worthwhile going down there for the Blastoise Knight item and the TM. So now we can head all the way back out to where that Chansey was, heal up our team, and see where this will take us. Hopefully we will find the next town soon, and hopefully that town will have another gym leader for us to take on. We pick up a couple items and berries, heal up the team once more, and continue on west. And yes, we've made it to the next town, Azalea Town. And here we have found Zeus. He just came out of this mountain cave area. So we got a lot to explore in the next video. This is the Slowpoke Well. That seems really interesting, but we're going to keep that for the next episode. We're going to explore Azalea Town and the Slowpoke Well. But that's all it's going to be for this one. Thanks for watching.